Chapter 61. I finally made it home, the door quietly clicking shut behind me. The house was still, a welcome change from the noise and weight of diplomacy, alliances, and political maneuvering. After they left, Ren had insisted I rest for the day, saying I'd earned it, though I suspect she just wanted a few hours without me around to dump more work on her. Thank you, Ren, I mumbled to myself with a tired smirk as I kicked off my shoes and dragged myself to the sofa. The moment I hit the cushions, I flopped face down with a groan, barely resisting the urge to melt into slime. Finally. Soft footsteps approached. A few seconds later, I felt the familiar presence beside me. Seal. She gracefully lowered herself onto the sofa, her movements as fluid and precise as always. Her mask was already off, and as I turned over to rest my head on her lap, I was greeted by her calm, red-eyed gaze. She looked down at me with that usual serene air, except, of course, for the pout tugging at her lips. A cool hand brushed through my hair as she gently began patting it. My head hurts, I murmured. I might have drunk a little too much. You think, she replied, puffing her cheeks slightly in frustration. I told you it's poison, master. It's not poison, I grumbled, half whining. You shouldn't go around casually calling things poison without even trying them. Her fingers paused for a second. You should try it, I added, looking up at her with the most pitiful, starry-eyed gaze I could muster. We can enjoy it together. Her expression twitched. I could see it in her eyes, resistance faltering, calculations grinding to a halt. She opened her mouth to respond, but no words came out. I had her. You're not playing fair, she muttered, a soft blush blooming on her cheeks. Victory. Still resting on her lap, I smiled up at her. Come on, Seal, just a little, I'll even be your drinking partner. She looked away, clearly struggling with herself before whispering. Just this once. Hey, I knew she couldn't resist me. I had managed to convince Seal to try just a glass. Just one, which turned into two, and then three, and now, ma stare tilde, he tilde. Seal was draped over me like a blanket, her arms wrapped tightly around my neck, her cheeks squished against mine. Her red eyes, normally so sharp and composed, were unfocused and glossy with pure drunk bliss. Her face flushed a soft pink as she nuzzled against me, giggling like a child on sugar. I love you so much, my lil, rimu tilde. Wo Seal, slow down. I was trying to sit up properly, but she had me in a very effective full-body cuddle hold. She clung to me like she'd melt if I let go. Her legs were curled beneath her, her usually perfect posture reduced to a puddle of drunken affection. She pulled back just enough to pout at me with trembling lips. Why you done love me back? Why you hate Seal now tilde? I didn't say that, I panicked. I love you, I do. Her pout flipped instantly into the widest, goofiest grin imaginable. Yay tilde. Then she tackled me with a fresh hug, collapsing the both of us onto the sofa as she giggled madly, her head buried in my shoulder. She was so warm, and so very, very drunk. Seal, you're so weak to alcohol. I sighed. No, I'm not. I'm, like, ultra poison resistant tilde. I'm juiced, just relaxed. So comfy tilde, she muttered, her words slipping into a drunken slur as she cuddled even closer, if that was possible. I had fought demon lords. Survived Hinata. Defeated True Dragon. And yet, this drunk, clingy, giggling, impossibly adorable version of Seal. This might be my greatest challenge yet. I was doomed. Absolutely, totally doomed. Seal was still wrapped around me like I was a body pillow, and now she had moved on to kissing. Not once, not twice, but over and over, planting soft, ticklish kisses all across my face. Ma stare tilde kiss sh tilde, she giggled, smacking a kiss on my cheek. And another r tilde, another one, right near my ear. Moi, rimu tilde I love you so much tilde. See Seal, hey, saint stop that, I squirmed helplessly, my face rapidly heating up. She wasn't even giving me time to protest. Every time I tried to sit up, she'd giggle, push me back down, and pepper me with more kisses like some affectionate little cat. You're so warm tilde he tilde and squishy tilde in mine tilde. She hummed, eyes fluttering closed with another happy sigh as she nuzzled her face against my neck and gave me a soft peck there too. Ma rimu tilde best demon lord, cutest wife tilde. Okay, you're cuter, now please. I tried to pry her off, but it was like hugging a magical furnace made of pure cling. Her arms locked tighter around me and she looked up at me with the most devastating drunk pout. Nah, you let that pervy vampire hug you yesterday. So now it is my turn tilde. That's not how this works. But she just giggled again and kissed my chin. Shish tilde, you talk too much tilde, more kissing, less running tilde, hee hee tilde. I buried my face in my hands, utterly defeated. Seal had gone full cuddle obsessed mode. And honestly, I wasn't even mad, just deeply, deeply overwhelmed. Seal had, at some point, climbed right onto my lap, straddling me with the most blissful, drunken smile I'd ever seen on her face. Her arms draped lazily over my shoulders, red eyes half-lidded and dreamy. Her cheeks were flushed pink, and every time I tried to move, she just swayed with me like she was part of my body now. Master tilde, she purred sweetly, her lips brushing against my cheek again. You smell so good tilde, I love you so much tilde. I love you too, Seal, I mumbled, feeling my ears burn. Her fingers ran through my hair, twirling it around like she was mesmerized by the texture, and then her forehead gently bumped against mine. We sat like that, close and warm, the air thick with something far sweeter than just the alcohol. Her voice dropped to a whisper, lips brushing my ear. I wanna stay like this forever, master. My hands reflexively held her waist to keep her steady. Her warmth, her weight, the sparkle in her usually stoic red eyes. All of it wrapped around my heart like a silken ribbon, tugging tightly. It would have been the perfect moment, if the door hadn't opened. Pardon me, my lady, I brought some. Ren froze. I turned my head in horror. Seal looked up. Oh, Ren-chan tilde, she cried, eyes sparkling like she'd just spotted a rare dessert. Wait, Seal, I tried to stop her, but she practically teleported off my lap with a speed that defied how drunk she was and rushed to Ren. Ren tilde, my cute sister RR tilde. Seal cheered, wrapping her arms around the maid's waist and immediately nuzzling into her. I love you so much tilde moi. Moi, she giggled, planting 2 very loud kisses on Ren's stunned cheeks. So warm tilde, so soft tilde, hey tilde, cuddle time tilde. I. Ren stammered, stiff as a statue as Seal began to nuzzle and cling like a sleepy cat. Her eyes met mine. Blushing furiously, she sent me a silent, panicked please help me stare. I looked away, cheeks burning, trying to pretend the wall was suddenly very fascinating. Yeah, I was not ready for this level of chaos either. I really tried to quietly slink away from the scene. Maybe get a glass of water. Maybe hide under a table. Maybe dissolve into slime and vanish from this plane of existence. Anything. But then, Master, Ciel's slurred, wobbly voice echoed behind me, cracking with pure emotional devastation. I froze mid-step. Why you're leaving me? Her eyes welled up with tears the instant I turned around. Wait, no Ciel, I'm not. I swear I'm not. I rushed back to her side, hands out like I was surrendering to a very tipsy god. See, I'm here, still here, I didn't go anywhere. She clung to my arm immediately, burying her face into my shoulder with the saddest little pout. Master, don't go tilde, you're so warm tilde, I need my snuggles tilde, she whimpered, rubbing her cheek into my sleeve like a drunk kitten. I gave Ren a helpless glance, only to realize, she was gone. Ren, there was the faint sound of a door creaking. Ren, no Ren, wait. I whipped my head around in time to see her just about to bolt out of the room. Rien tilde, Seal wailed, head snapping up as she caught the motion. You're leaving me too. Ren froze mid-step like she'd been struck by lightning. Her eye twitched. She slowly turned back around, with the most defeated sigh I've ever heard. No, Lady Seal, Ren said through clenched teeth, walking back stiffly, I'm not leaving. Ya tilde, Ren is the best tilde. Seal cheered, flinging her arms open and toppling straight onto Ren's front with enough force to knock the poor maid off balance. I managed to catch them both before they hit the floor. One arm around Ren's back, one arm cradling Ciel's shoulders. Okay, everyone calm down here, let's just sit. We carefully sat back down on the couch, Ciel nestled between the two of us like a smug, cozy little marshmallow. He tilde, she giggled, swaying slightly. I got my master tilde and my cute sister RR tilde, this is the best day tilde. Both Ren and I gave each other the same tired, red-faced look over Ciel's head. This was going to be a long night. Ciel, still completely drunk and glowing with joy, shifted suddenly in our little cuddle pile. Rien tilde, she cooed, grabbing Ren's hands with both of hers and swinging them like she was playing a game. You're so cute tilde, I love you tilde, I appreciate that, Lady Ciel, Ren murmured, clearly unsure where to place her hands. Ciel, however, had other plans. She wobbled slightly, then, with remarkable grace for someone as tipsy as she was, climbed directly onto Ren's lap and nuzzled into her. Ren instantly stiffened. See Seal. Hee tilde this is perfect tilde soft maid sister lap tilde, she giggled, rubbing her cheek against Ren's chest like a satisfied cat. Ren's lap is officially second only to Master's tilde. I raised a brow at that. Second, tilde. Master's lap is the best ttttt tilde but Ren's is really warm tilde. Ren, who had been frozen in a very uncharacteristic state of panic, slowly looked toward me for help. Her cheeks were practically glowing red, her mouth opening to form words that never made it past her lips. I shrugged, unable to hide my amusement. You're doing great. Ren gave me the most betrayed look I had seen from her to date. But that betrayal didn't last long, because Seal leaned up, grabbed Ren's face between her hands, and kissed her on both cheeks soft, affectionate pecks that made Ren freeze like she'd just short-circuited. Moi tilde, I love you, Ren tilde you're like a fluffy nightgown tilde. I am not. Ren's protest came out barely a whisper as she buried her face behind her gloved hands. Seal turned her attention back to me, still nestled on Ren's lap with a triumphant smile. Her red eyes sparkled mischievously. Master tilde Ren is mine too now tilde. I gave a slow blink. Quote. Since when was there a competition? Since now WW tilde. Seal puffed her cheeks in mock anger, then reached her arms toward me. Group cuddle no tilde. And so, as requested no, demanded I leaned in and let her pull me into the embrace again. My head against her shoulder, one arm around her waist, and her other hand gently stroking Ren's hair, who was absolutely paralyzed and blushing harder than I'd ever seen. It was warm, soft, quiet. The three of us sat there, tangled together, held in Ciel's bubbly drunken bliss and affection. And for the first time in a while, despite the absurdity of it all, I let myself melt into the comfort of it too. Seal Pav, the morning after. What is this dull ache in my head? I blinked open my eyes slowly, the light stinging a little more than usual. My senses stirred gradually, body heavy, mind hazy. My limbs ached slightly, and for some reason, my lap felt cold. Waking up felt wrong. My head pounded, my body ached, my uniform was slightly wrinkled. And the room was a disaster zone. Quote. What is this mess? I sat up in shock, staring at the empty bottles, the disheveled cushions, the trail of, what was that, rice crackers? And there in the middle of it all were my master and Ren, both sound asleep, tangled together like lazy cats in the sun. My brain froze. Quote. No. What happened last night? What did I do? Was I drunk? My cheeks were already burning. My memories came back in fuzzy flashes. Giggles, laughter, hugging, sitting on laps, kissing. I kissed Master, like, multiple times. I called Ren my sister and cuddled her. I stumbled to my feet, hands trembling. I'm supposed to be the calm one. The composed one. The dignified maid. Not some giggly drunk girl in love with her master. I turned toward her, fire in my eyes. And then I saw her. My master, Rimuru-sama, lying there with the gentlest sleeping face I've ever seen. Her lips slightly parted, her expression peaceful, radiant, gorgeous. Thump. My heart stopped, and then it started racing. Quote. Too cute. I dropped to my knees beside her, hands covering my mouth. Master you're so cute I could explode tilde. I was swaying a little, flustered beyond words. My eyes sparkled, my lips curved into the goofiest, drunkest, love-drunkest smile. I love you, Master tilde. I love you so much I wanna bite you and keep you all to myself tilde. I flopped onto the floor next to her dramatically. Master, marry me again tilde. Then I froze, snapped out of it, sat up straight with the most horrified look. Wait, what am I saying? I was supposed to be angry. She poisoned me with wine. I puffed my cheeks and crossed my arms. Stupid adorable master. You and your sparkly golden eyes and soft lips, and wait, no angry. I am angry. I crawled back over to her and poked her forehead. Wake up so I can scold you. But instead, I sighed and laid down next to her, cuddling close, still pouting. Quote. You big dummy. I love you, so much tilde, but you're in so much trouble when you wake up. And then I snuggled even closer, cheeks red, giggling to myself like a fool. Quote. Master tilde heart. Rimuru Pav, The morning after the storm. Nung. The sunlight filtering in through the curtains was too bright. My head felt like it was thumping in sync with Veldora's most obnoxious laugh. My everything hurts. As I slowly opened my eyes, I found myself lying on the floor, the remnants of last night's chaos scattered all around. Cushions tossed like confetti, wine bottles lying like fallen soldiers, a trail of snacks leading nowhere, and Seal, kneeling right next to me. Arms crossed, eyes narrowed, mask completely off. I could tell right away I was in trouble. Master. No softness in her voice. Just flat, cold judgment. I told you alcohol is poison, she said, her tone sharp, pout clearly visible despite the attempt at composure. Wait, Seal, listen. You told me to relax, and like a fool, I did. I let down my guard and drank that cursed liquid. And now look, she threw her arms out dramatically toward the battlefield of a living room, then turned her head toward the still unconscious Ren. Look what you've done to her too. I'm supposed to be the responsible one, and you turned me into that. I blinked at Ren, still gently snoring, a blanket tangled around her legs, her ribbon lopsided. Then back to Seal, who looked like she was fighting off steam from sheer secondhand embarrassment. Seal, I began weakly, rubbing the back of my head, I mean, you did get super cuddly after a while. You were all, like, Master Tilda. And, give me kisses SSS Tilda. And, Master. Okay, just saying. Then I pointed a hesitant finger toward Ren. But also, look at her. See, this is your fault too. Ren let out a quiet HMGH in her sleep and shifted. Seal looked over at her. You did this to her, I added quickly. Our perfect, ever-composed maid turned into a flushed, helpless mess by the end of it. Seal glared at me again, but now with a deepening blush on her cheeks. And why do you sound so proud about that? I'm not proud, it's just, you kinda patted her head a lot. And smothered her with hugs. And I paused, looked away, You gave her a lot of smooches. Seal froze, and ruffled her hair while calling her your cute little sister. Deep blush, her entire face turned redder than Shuna's robe. And no, that can't be. I would never. You did. I looked at her with the seriousness of a soldier reporting from the front. Then you, no I can't even describe it. That last part, that was chaos. Pure, blissful chaos. Seal let out a distressed squeak and buried her face into her hands. I want to vanish. Don't worry, I chuckled, sitting up and patting her back. You were adorable, terrifyingly so. I've never seen Ren look that helpless in her life. She peeked out from between her fingers, eyes still flustered, lips quivering. I hate you, Master. I love you too, Seal Tilda. You. A soft rustle stirred the quiet aftermath. Ren shifted under the blanket on the couch, letting out a tiny groan as her eyes fluttered open. HNN. Where? She blinked twice, dazed and confused, then sat up. Her gaze moved across the disaster zone of cushions and bottles before landing directly on Seal, who was still kneeling beside me, her mask off, blush still lingering on her cheeks, hands half covering her face. Ren stared at her, her eyes widened. Be big sister. I saw at the moment her internal system short-circuited. So cute. No, I can't. I shouldn't call her that. I mustn't. But she's too cute. No, but I can't stop what is happening. Her face went redder than in Benimaru's hair. Then FWIP. She turned around and sprinted out of the room, arms covering her face in pure panic. Too cute, can't handle this. The door slammed behind her. Seal blinked. What just happened to her? She turned to me with mortified confusion. I let out a dry laugh, rubbing the back of my neck, my own face slowly warming again. Well, see. You kinda cuddled her all night. Ciel's eyes widened, and you smothered her in kisses. Her eyes widened more, and you were all giggly and clingy and well, you hugged her and said things like, I love you, my cute little sister. A lot. What? And when she protested, said something about being a maid, you. I paused, my voice dying off, averting my gaze. Face crimson. I can't say it. That horrific scene is forever burned into my memory. I looked up with haunted eyes. I just hope it didn't traumatize her. Ciel's mouth opened in a silent scream, her entire face now glowing red. Master. Before I could say another word, she vanished in a flash of light, retreating straight into my body like a turtle ducking into its shell. She's gone. I stared at the empty air where Seal had just been. Well, that happened. I flopped back onto the couch with a sigh. Quote. She was terrifyingly cute. A slow, sadistic grin crept onto my face. Maybe I should try getting Seal to drink again sometime. Ren Pav. I didn't stop running until I reached the furthest hallway in the house. My back slammed against the wall. I slid down, clutching my face with both hands as I curled up against the floor, heart pounding like I'd just faced a demon lord. Well, technically I had, but still. What was that? I couldn't stop trembling. Lady Seal, no, Big Sister Seal, no. What am I saying? I'm her subordinate, her maid, not her little sister. But when she hugged me like that, and kissed me, and cuddled me like a beloved plush toy, she said, "You're my adorable little sister. I love you so much." Ag. I buried my face deeper into my knees. Why was she so soft? So warm. Why did it feel so nice? I can't. I'm a maid. I'm Lady Rimuru's devoted servant. I cannot let this distract me. I have self-control. A soft memory bubbled up. Her arms around me. Her hair brushing my cheek. Her giggles. Hey tilde my cute sister tilde let's sleep together rr. NNNGHGHHH. I curled tighter, steam practically pouring from my ears. She asked me to call her big sister. I said no. I said I'm a maid, and then she cupped my cheeks, smiled like the sun, and said, "Then I'll make you say it tilde." I screamed internally. Then I buried my face into the nearby curtain and let out a muffled whine. Quote. Why did she have to be so cute? Why do I want to listen to her? I sat there for a few more minutes, trying to calm my nerves and regulate my breathing. Get it together, Ren. You're not a child. You're the head maid of Lady Rimuru's household. You are refined, elegant, reserved. Quote. Big sister. No. Stop saying it. Rimuru Pav. It's been a week since that chaotic, embarrassing incident. Seal has remained quiet ever since. She's still within me, of course, ever present in our link, but she hasn't spoken a single word aloud since that morning. It wasn't anger I sensed. Just pure, unfiltered embarrassment, radiating through our mental connection like a soft, warm fog that made my face flush whenever I so much as thought about it. It's kind of amazing how thoroughly a supreme intelligence can be emotionally compromised by a little alcohol, cuddles, and calling Ren, my cute little sister. That memory alone made me smile. Still, her silence wasn't cold. I could feel her presence, always. Just quiet, awkward, but lately, I'd felt it. Her embarrassment had begun to soften. Slowly, day by day, that almost unbearable bashfulness had gradually shifted towards something more manageable like faint heat instead of boiling fire. She was recovering. Soon, I knew, she'd start talking again. Maybe even act like it never happened. On the other hand, Ren had returned to her usual composed, pristine maid self. Calm, collected, graceful. Almost. Because the moment I even mentioned Seal. Twitch. Just a tiny, subtle jolt like someone getting an electric shock from a doorknob. At least now she doesn't blush furiously and flee the room anymore. That's progress, right? Back then, just saying, Seal, out loud turned her entire face crimson. She'd freeze up, squeak like a startled mouse, then excuse herself in a flurry of frantic bows. Now, she merely flinches. Honestly, it was adorable. I didn't dare tease her about it, though. I didn't have the heart or the courage. So for now, I let both of them heal in peace. Still, I glanced at the window, where the sunlight spilled into the room in golden beams. The next day, paperwork, endless, soul-crushing, back-breaking paperwork. I groaned and let my forehead fall dramatically against the pile in front of me. I didn't become a demon lord for this. I muttered. Ren would kill me if she heard that. I sighed. Maybe it was time to get some air. Leaving a note that I'd be doing a diplomatic inspection. Yes, that's what we're calling walks now. I slipped out of my office and strolled through the lively streets of Tempest. The city was as vibrant as ever, merchants shouting, children laughing, the scent of roasted meat and freshly baked bread drifting through the air. It was peaceful, and honestly, it was a great excuse to slack off. That's when I spotted her. Hinata. She was walking with that calm but purposeful stride of hers, looking around as if searching for something or someone. Yo, Hinata, I called, waving. Where you headed? She paused, then turned toward me, brushing a lock of hair behind her ear. I'm mostly free now. I was thinking of going to meet someone. Oh, I raised an eyebrow, a little curious. Who? A girl named Linny, she said calmly. Do you know her? I don't know where she lives. My footsteps froze. My expression definitely twitched. Linny. ... As in that Linny. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Awkwardly, I smiled, possibly a little too stiff. Why yeah, I know where she lives. Hinata tilted her head at me. Is something wrong? Nope, nothing at all, I said too quickly. I'll guide you there, this way. And so, with my very soul slowly curling in on itself, I led Hinata through the streets of Tempest, toward the house of Linny. Why was this happening to me? Why now? We stopped in front of my house. Hinata blinked. Is this Linny's house? I coughed. Yeah, it's kinda her house. Her sharp gaze turned toward me. Kind of. I laughed nervously, pushing open the door and motioning her inside. Let's talk in the hall. We stepped into the quiet interior. Ren had kept the place immaculate, as always, and the soft aroma of tea still lingered from earlier. I motioned for Hinata to sit, and she did, stiff, suspicious, her back perfectly straight. Then came the inevitable question. So, she said, slowly and carefully, where is Linny? My body froze like I had just heard the activation code for the world's worst explosion spell. Well, I scratched my cheek, forcing a sheepish grin. Thing is, I am Linny. Silence. The temperature in the room dropped instantly. Hinata stared, her eyes slowly narrowing into a glare that could freeze a volcano. Is this some kind of joke? No. I raised my hands, panicking. It's not, I swear. Listen, I wasn't sure what your intentions were when you came to Tempest. Like, were you here to talk? Or were you here to fight me again? So, I decided to act as someone else. A stranger, just to be safe. Her lips pressed into a thin line. So all of that was acting. Ouch, that one pierced straight into the soul. And no, I quickly added, my voice desperate. I mean, yeah, some part of it. But, I meant everything I said when we talked. I wasn't lying when I said I liked you. That you seemed warm, that I enjoyed our time together. That glare softened barely, but I caught it. And then I saw it. A faint red on her cheeks. I like you, Hinata whispered. Wait, no, crap, I mean not like that. Not like romantic like. I flailed my hands, face burning. Like, just, you know. I like talking with you. Spending time. That kind of like, not the falling in love kind. I was dying, actively imploding from secondhand embarrassment, except it was firsthand. Hinata stared at me, her expression unreadable, until finally. She looked away, eyes still tinged red. You're an idiot. That made my heart stop. But, she added, voice quieter now, almost embarrassed herself. I guess I'm glad it wasn't all fake. A long silence passed between us. Then, unexpectedly, she said, you're warm too. My brain crashed. I just barely managed to whisper, tea thanks. Was this what Seal and Lumi were talking about? I think I was beginning to understand. Just a little. The silence was oddly comfortable. Hinata didn't look at me. She was staring ahead, hands folded in her lap. Her posture was still stiff, but something in her shoulders had relaxed. I didn't say anything either, worried that one wrong word would ruin whatever fragile peace had just formed between us. Then she finally spoke, voice low. Quote. So, all that time, I've been talking to the demon lord Rimuru without even realizing it. Yeah, I muttered, rubbing the back of my head. Sorry about that. Hinata closed her eyes for a moment. Quote. You're surprisingly reckless for a demon lord. I gave a nervous chuckle. Yeah, I get that a lot. Another pause. Then she said, but I guess I get it. My eyes widened a little. You do. She nodded slightly. I would have done the same. If I was in your position. Her fingers tightened around each other. I've made mistakes before because I acted without knowing enough. So if you were trying to see my true intentions, I won't fault you for that. I blinked, stunned. She was really forgiving me. Before I could say anything else, Hinata stood up. I should go. I've taken enough of your time. I stood too, almost instinctively. No, wait, you don't have to leave so soon. I do, she interrupted with a soft smile. But She turned around, her eyes meeting mine. Thank you for guiding me. I scratched my cheek again, bashful. Anytime. Hinata stepped toward the door, then paused. She turned back slightly, hesitated, then said quiet, almost muttering. And I did mean it, too. That I liked spending time with you. My heart skipped a beat. Thanks, I whispered, smiling softly. She nodded once, then opened the door and stepped out. The moment the door closed behind her, I flopped onto the couch, burying my face in the cushions. That was way too close. I turned over and stared at the ceiling. That definitely wasn't just me imagining things, right? She was feeling something, or starting to. A familiar presence stirred. Seal, I was going to stay silent, but honestly, Master, you really are hopeless sometimes. She sounded amused. No flick to the forehead this time, though. What? I didn't do anything weird. You called her warm, told her you liked her, took her to our house. Oh okay, but none of that was. She is falling for you, Master. And you are, flustered. I groaned and covered my face again. Still, Ciel's voice softened. It's fine, I know your heart belongs to me. But when the time comes, I'll help you decide what to do. Thanks, Ciel, I love you. I love you too. As I leaned back on the couch, feeling Ciel's gentle presence settle around me, I stretched just enough to tease her. So, you finally over your embarrassment? Ciel flinched slightly. Her red eyes flicked away, then narrowed in a pouty glare. It was your fault for giving me that poison. I couldn't help but laugh at that. Poison, huh, it was just a bit of alcohol, you know. Normal people call it a drink. It's poison when it makes me act like that, she huffed, crossing her arms though her voice lacked any real bite. I chuckled again, then shifted closer and wrapped my arms around her. Still, you were really cute. Clinging to me, hugging me, kissing me like your life depended on it. I leaned in and whispered with a grin, maybe we should try drinking again sometime. Ciel turned a brilliant shade of red, but she didn't pull away. Instead, she hesitated for a moment then, quietly, almost like a confession whispered to the wind, said. If it's for you, I won't mind drinking poison. My heart skipped a beat. Ciel, I murmured, brushing her cheek with my fingers. That's not something you say so sweetly while looking that cute, you know. She blinked at me, still a little shy, but her lips curled into a small smile. Then maybe you shouldn't look at me like that either, Master. I leaned in, gently resting my forehead against hers. Can't help it. You're irresistible. A soft kiss followed, tender and slow one that said we had all the time in the world. The moment was warm, quiet, almost perfect until the door slammed open with Ren's signature precision. My lady, you can't keep running from paperwork forever. I winced. Yep, that tone meant trouble. Ren entered in full maid mode, stern posture, arms crossed, and a very sharp glare aimed directly at me. But the moment she caught sight of Ciel sitting beside me, she froze. A flicker of embarrassment passed across her otherwise composed face. Ciel, still flustered from our earlier exchange, straightened up and bowed her head slightly. I'm sorry for acting like that the other night. Ren immediately shook her head, her cheeks tinting faintly pink. And no, it wasn't your fault, Lady Ciel. Then, her gaze snapped toward me, far colder. It was your fault, my lady, for making Lady Ciel drink in the first place. Wah hey, hold on, I started to protest, but Ciel had already turned to me with narrowed red eyes, arms crossed in perfect sync with Ren's. You did push that poison on me, she added quietly, but her pout made her look more cute than upset. I held up both hands in surrender, chuckling nervously. Okay, I get it, I'm sorry, I really am. Ren's eyes narrowed further. You better be. Ciel nodded in agreement, but the corners of her lips twitched slightly, like she was fighting off a smile. I muttered, slumping a little. Surrounded on all sides, they both stood over me like judges at a trial. My devoted, terrifyingly perfect maid and my overly affectionate, too cute for her own good wife. And yet, I wouldn't trade this for anything. Ren exhaled sharply, straightened her gloves with a snap, then pointed toward the door. Now back to paperwork, my lady. Her tone left no room for argument. I shrank in my seat. Wait, I just got back. Hey. Hey. But resistance, as always, was futile. Without another word, Ren grabbed me by the collar like a misbehaving child and began dragging me toward the office. My heels barely touched the floor as I flailed in protest. Unhand me, you tyrant maid. I'm a demon lord, remember? Demon lord. Ren didn't even blink. A demon lord who left half a week's worth of documents untouched. Quote. Behind us, I heard the soft click of Ciel's shoes as she followed. I glanced back just as she gently placed her white mask over her face once again, the slight tilt of her head hiding the smile I knew was there. Even so, through our link, I could feel her quiet amusement, the warmth bubbling underneath her calm exterior. She was happy. Traitor, I mumbled under my breath as Ren shoved open the office door. Ciel giggled softly, and her voice echoed through our connection. Master, if you finish early, I might prepare something special for you. That promise alone was enough to send a small chill down my spine and a sudden jolt of motivation through my very soul. Quote. Fine, let's do this. Ren raised an eyebrow, surprised at my sudden enthusiasm. Oh, a change of heart. I gave her my most serious expression. The sooner I finish this, the sooner I can cash in my reward. Ren sighed, but the corner of her mouth twitched just barely. And so, I sat down, lifted the pen, and resigned myself to a long afternoon of being a responsible ruler. Under the watchful eyes of my terrifyingly capable maid, and my sweet, dangerous wife. To be continued.